I have never talked about that on the internet before, so this is actually really scary. Do you love me? Hi guys, it's Adam. How are you doing? Brilliant. I always do that. I always go as if I'm like waiting for a response. Like I'm hoping that on the other side of the screen you are responding, but I can't actually hear what you're saying. So I'm just hoping / assuming it's good. If not, shit. Hope you're alright, babe. Anyways, so today's video is gonna be a bit different than like what I normally do. I mean, what I normally do is not upload, so yeah, it's different because I'm actually uploading. It's kind of a little bit more of like a serious-ish topic, but I'm gonna obviously approach it in like a light-hearted way. But basically, let's just chat, you and me. Basically, the other day, a guy on Instagram reached out to me. He was called Kai Spriggs. And he basically asked me to send him a little video for a YouTube video that he was doing. I'll leave it down below because I just watched it and this is like the inspo behind the video, so thanks Kai. And pretty much he did a whole video just kind of talking about mental health and like the way that social media affects you and stuff like that. And it's like a longer video, but it's just like quite a nice little chill chat, and obviously I'm in it as well, so go watch. But in the video he did something that kind of inspired what I wanted to do today, which was he was talking about the reality behind some of his Instagram pictures. Like he put up pictures from his Instagram and was like, oh yeah, I was in a bad mood that day, or I felt insecure about this, and like that was just like a little segment of his video, but it made me go like, oh yeah, like realistically there are so many pictures on my Instagram that are just like a lie. I mean, first of all, on my Instagram I look like this, but like that is literally like 5% of me. Like I almost never look like that. I like to present myself that way on the internet just because that's like fun and when I'm most confident, but realistically this is how I look 95% of the time. Like this is literally how I look almost every single day. And yeah, I just thought it was quite an interesting little part of the video because he was talking about the reality behind his Instagram pictures, and I wanted to do that because I kind of want to break down this stigma that like influencers, not that I like really am one, but like influencers and just people you follow on Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that have like a perfect life, because the reality is, and Kai talked about it in his video, no one has a perfect life, which I feel like logically people know. When people actually think about it, everyone's like, obviously no one's life is perfect or whatever, but social media does kind of ingrain it into you that like whoever you're looking at, their life is perfect pretty much, because realistically most people obviously aren't going to show like the worst parts of their lives on Instagram, because that's not really what Instagram's about. Instagram's about like being pretty and showing like pretty things. Ew, what is that? I swear this jumper is covered in shit. I wear it 24/7, that's why. I want to go through some of my Instagrams and just kind of like be honest about the reality behind those pictures, because obviously on my Instagram I feel like I come across as this like polished pretty bitch that's like always got full beat and like is so happy and shit like that, but that is not the case. So I'm gonna leave some room here so that I can put the pictures up. I've got my Instagram, make sure you go follow me for fake shits, because clearly this is not me. I mean, to be fair, my bio literally says, hi, I'm Adam, welcome to my catfish polio, because polio! Portfolio. So this set of photos is from a while ago. It was when we were like allowed to kind of see people, so I went for a few drinks at my friend's house. I remember this night in particular, the shirt that I'm wearing there, I was so excited to wear it, but as soon as I put it on, I felt horrible. Like I've gained a lot of weight during 2020 and the pandemic and lockdown and stuff like that. This night specifically, like although these pictures are like cute, I actually really like these pictures, the reality of this night was I felt really insecure about my body. Like I hated the way that I looked. I have a couple of pictures actually that I took in the mirror, and I remember looking back at them and being like, I cannot believe that I have to like see people right now looking like that. I just kind of got drunk and didn't really care too much about it, but like it's just another instance of like me looking cool kind of on Instagram, but the reality behind it was I hated the way that I looked that night and spent the majority of it actually really insecure. So that's fun. This one's not actually a negative one, it's a kind of more positive one, but I think it's kind of interesting. I was thinking about this the other day. So this picture, it's like one of my favorite pictures of me of all time. I realized recently that like the reason that I actually like this picture so much is because I barely face tuned it at all. But I remember taking this picture and being like, oh my god, it looks so nice. Like I felt like this picture was an accurate representation of the way that I look, because sometimes I really don't think that I photograph well. But this picture I remember being like, I look happy, my makeup looks pretty. I think the only thing that I really did to this photo with Facetune is like detail my eyes and my highlight a little bit, because that is actually kind of mostly what I do now. Like there's occasionally pictures where I'm like, I look dreadful, let me fix myself. But for the most part I've tried to steer away from Facetuning too much, because there was actually a period where I Facetuned so much I feel like I didn't look myself at all. And I just found it interesting that one of my favorite photos that I've ever taken of myself is actually one that I barely Facetuned. So maybe that's a sign for me to Facetune this. But yeah, there's a slightly more positive one. I don't know if I should talk about that one. Fuck it. I'm being honest and raw. I've never talked about this on my channel, but it's 2021, let's be real. So this picture here, fucking love this look. I killed it with this. Like, it was a rainbow cut crease kind of thing. Especially this picture where I'm smiling. Like, obviously you look at that picture and you're like, wow, that makeup's so nice. He looks so happy. Like, I'm being an idiot and sticking my head out the window so I can get the best like sunlight possible. But this night, I was just like, I'm panicking talking about this though. I actually relapsed with my self. I have never talked about that on the internet before, so this is actually really scary. Yeah. I feel uncomfortable, so I'm laughing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so I relapsed quite badly this night. It was probably one of the worst relapses that I've ever had. And this was in the middle of the pandemic when I think things had started kind of opening up again, but I have been on furlough since March. I'm still on furlough now because obviously we're in lockdown 3. So that's fun. It's not funny. Sorry, I really know that that's not funny. It's just that that's how I kind of like cope with uncomfortable and sad things. But I am proud to say that I've got a counter app on my phone. I'm 207 days clean, so that's great. But like I say, this is just what I mean about on Instagram. Like, I'm literally smiling so big, my makeup looks cute in this photo, and like you would never have known that I had such a terrible night that night because I posted a picture and it was actually one of my highest liked photos in 2020. It got like almost 1,500 likes, which is pretty good for me. I posted this nice ass picture and then later on had a really bad relapse and kind of spiraled quite badly after this. I mean, obviously it wasn't due to this photo, but behind the scenes of the photos, like some shit really can go down. Moving swiftly on. This is a picture of me like in a wig. I love this picture actually, I look really good. And I remember also, similar to what I just said about the other photo, like I didn't actually Facetune this photo that much. Like I detailed my eyes, my highlight, and I don't really think I did much else. But the interesting thing behind this photo, this was like a transformation video that I did. And if you've watched that video, I kind of talked about it there. But this night I actually had like quite a shit night as well because me and my housemates all got dressed up one night. It was like in the middle of quarantine because we were all like feeling ugly and stuff. So we were like, let's all just have like a proper night where we get dressed up and stuff. Did exactly that, like obviously put a wig on, put a suit on, and I felt really good eventually. But at first I actually had quite a bit of a breakdown, especially because I'm non-binary. Hi, I don't know if you know, but I'm non-binary. And I kind of like that I blur some of the gender lines sometimes when I do stuff like this. But when I was done getting ready, I looked at myself in the mirror and I remember being like, oh, like I don't look how I want to. And it's probably also to do with like social media and society's beauty standards and stuff like that. But I didn't look as like feminine as I wanted to, basically. And yeah, like had such a, it wasn't like a major breakdown, like I was fine, I didn't even cry, but I had like a proper like panicky moment. All of my friends were downstairs waiting for me because we were gonna like have some drinks and stuff like that. And they were all like, Adam, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. But I was like so angry and just having such a stress. What is another one that has a depressing backstory? Oh, that's the night that I came out as non-binds. Amanda Bynes. Oh, this is quite a, like a not really light-hearted one, but a little bit less depressing than what I just talked about. I was at work and I had gone to the toilet and I shouldn't have actually had my phone on me, but I did. I took this photo after I had just had an argument with a customer and I went to the toilet and I was in such a bad mood because I don't think some of you Karens fucking realise, but the people that work in retail and stuff like that are people, and when you chat to them like utter shit, it actually affects them and upsets them. I don't care if we don't have your size, like doesn't mean that you can speak to me like I'm a piece of shit on the floor. Like it's just not really acceptable. But someone had just done that and I remember I went to the bathroom and I was wearing makeup that day, which I never usually do at work. Like I maybe do my eyebrows at work, but other than that, hardly ever actually wear any makeup. But I went to the toilet and I remember the lighting in the toilet was pretty good if you held it like up like that, because clearly that's how I'm taking the photo. And I don't look happy. Like now that I'm actually thinking about it, like I really don't look happy. I remember thinking like, I haven't taken any photos of me in this makeup and I'm gonna take a minute in the toilet. And I just look really pissed off. It was because I was. So sometimes when you see people on Instagram and it looks like they're just trying to do like the Instagram face or something, maybe they're actually just in a bad mood. This is just turning into such a depressing video. The whole point of this video was for me to like expose just the fact that like, although I look like I'm kind of thriving. There's a mess behind the pretty. Oh, this is funny actually. So this picture, I feel like I actually do really like it now. I think it's really funny. But I faced myself looking obviously really, really skinny, and that was when we dressed up as Sims. That was such a fun day. But I faced myself looking that skinny because I felt insecure, and I got really annoyed when I was trying to face myself because I still looked shit and I was upset about it. So I got frustrated and just made myself look really skinny. And then I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. Like, let me post it. So yeah, like I obviously posted this because I thought it was funny, and it like just seems like a funny little joke. I actually did that because I was really frustrated with the way that I looked. Oh, this was my 21st birthday. I went to see Ariana Grande. But similarly, I was really insecure because I don't really wear my hair out anymore because I just can never really be bothered to do it. But this night was the first time in ages that I wore my hair out. And I was doing it because we were going to the O2. And obviously after like Manchester and stuff like that, I assumed that the security teams were going to be like way more intense and stuff. And I was worried that if I put a hat on, I would have to take it off. And I can't just take it off and put it back on. Like, it makes me really stressed out. So I was like, I'm gonna have to do my hair. And I remember for the first like half an hour, like when we were kind of traveling to London to go to this, I was so insecure about my hair. Like, I was so insecure. I'm noticing a theme here of like, even though I'm really insecure, I still try and take pictures. But it's so weird to me because I'm like, you're literally feeling shit. Why are you still trying to take pictures? Although I will say this photo, the caption talks about it, but like, I didn't Facetune this picture at all before I posted it. I think all I did was white in the background because someone left a shitty comment on one of my Instagrams prior to this and was like, oh, you Facetune too much. And I was like, I mean, I know that I do use Facetune, but like, I really don't Facetune a lot. So I didn't understand why I was getting those comments. So I remember posting this, and literally the caption says it all. I was literally saying like, I know that I usually use a bit of Facetune, but I wanted to prove here that I actually can look nice without Facetune. I just do it because I like detail in my eyes because I just think it makes the picture pop a little bit more. Like, is that such a crime? Fucking hell. Oh, I miss going out. I'm getting to the point on my Instagram where like, it was obviously way before quarantine, so we were allowed to go out and stuff, and I just like miss the fact that I used to be able to do that. Anyways, yeah, sorry. I feel like that's actually ended up being way longer than I expected. I was hoping that I would like film for like 15 minutes or something, but now I've filmed for half an hour, so we'll see what I cut this into. I feel like this took a bit of a depressing turn. Like, I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more lighthearted, but I mean, to be fair, I was talking about something a bit more serious, so I guess that was to be expected. Like I said in the intro, I just wanted to make this video to kind of like just be honest and open about the fact that like the people that you're seeing on Instagram, that's not what they look like, that's not how they actually live, or if it is how they live and how they look and stuff like that, those people potentially ran off and had a terrible day that day or something. Do you know what I mean? Kai talked about this in his video as well, so like I said, that's going to be down below, so you go watch it. But yeah, I think it's just something that like I feel like would be good for a lot more influencers and stuff like that to do. I don't know if this is already a thing, and obviously like I say, I've taken inspo from Kai as well, but I feel like this would actually be quite a cool thing to get started. Like, everyone just kind of essentially expose themselves for the real them or whatever. But like, the more that people are honest about like their Instagram and social media presence and stuff like that, the more that hopefully it'll break down this idea that like everyone on social media is living this perfect life or whatever, because no one really is. But yeah, this ended up a lot more serious than I expected, but I hope you still enjoyed anyways. If you did enjoy this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Obviously, subscribe down below. I upload new videos every week. If you want to follow my social medias, they'll be on the screen or linked down below. And like I've already said, if you are an influencer, or even if you're not, if you're just someone that has a social media presence and wants to talk about this, I think this is a cool idea for people to kind of like do. I think it'd just be a good way to get the ball rolling about being honest on social media a little bit more. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week for another new video. I need to fall. It's not coming. Bye!
Lately you ain't thinking straight. I just think you hesitate. Doctor says that you need medication. Close your eyes and count to three. Maybe you might start to see a road that leads you.
My eye colour looks really nice right now. Oh my god. Hello.